What's up guys, Upward here, and this is Whilelab YouTube channel. Here we are with day 18 of 30 days of code. Just for history purposes, I'm recording this video while there is something called COVID-19, also known as coronavirus. So, I know you guys, oh my god, probably if you are listening to the episode at the time of it's been uploaded, you already know, and media all over the place is talking about it, but hopefully we will get over this very soon. So yeah, so let's get back into the video topic. In this video we are talking about queues and stacks. So what is the difference between queues and stack? That's the main idea of this challenge. Okay, so in a stack, when you add an item, okay, both are lists, okay, but the difference is in the implementation. So in a stack, the last, okay, it's called last in, first out. And the queue, the first in, okay, the last, give me a second. In the stack, last in, first out. In the queue, first in, first out. Cool? Or also last in, last out. In the queue, you can say. So basically what is this about is in the stack, when you add an item to the stack, the last item you add is the first item you get when you read it. Okay, so the last item you write into the stack is the first item you read when you read the stack. In the queue, the last item you add or the last item you write is the last item you read. Okay, and the first item you write is the first item you read. So first in, first out in the queue, also written as this: first in, first out. In the stack, last in, last out. Okay, so basically in the stack, the last item you read, the last item you write is the first item you read. So it's last in, first out. In the queue, the first item you write is the first item you read. Hopefully it's clear. Okay, let's see how we'll implement this in Python. So if I just bring this quick shell and we created list, if we will implement this stack, okay, this stack implementation, let me call it stack and make it a list. In the stack, if I will add the first item, let's say 5, then I will add 4, then I will add 3, then I will add 2, then I will add 1. If I now print the stack, I have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the last item I added, so it would look something like this in a stack. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now when I come to read a stack, we usually get the last item we added, okay, which is the 1. How we'll get this? If I used the pub method, you will notice that I will get the 1, which is the last item I added. Now in another hand, in the queue, okay, if you can, as you can see here, if I added the same amount of numbers, okay, when we add, we don't use the append, we use the insert method, and we add them at first. So now if we add 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now if you say if we print the queue, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last thing we added is 1, the first thing we added is 5. Now if we use the same method, poop, what we'll get is the 5, the first item we added. So if we added this race, okay, the first letter we added is R, then the first letter we get is R. So that's it basically. So let's implement this. It wants us to do is create 2 instances, one for stack and one for queue. Let's go. Oopsie. Let's reset. Just okay. So here, as you can see here, is they have implemented the solution. Okay, so the solution is, or the challenge is, we'll get a word and we should identify as a palindrome or not. So if you can read the word from right to left or from left to right, and it has the same characters and sequence of characters, then it's palindrome. So for example, this word, we have RACECAR, and if we read it from right to left, we have RACECAR. So it's the same, so it's a palindrome. Now if we come and close this, okay, and get into the solution, we want to add or create two instances variables. So we'll first come and create the initialization method, pass self, and we'll create, using the self method, we will create something called stack, make a list, and we will create something called queue, make a list. Now cool, now I've created the variables. Now let's see what are the other requirements. So the next is we should create a push character method that pushes a character onto a stack. So to add anything into a stack, we add it to the end of the stack. So what we'll do is call a push character, we pass self because it is a method for the instance, and we pass a character. Now and then we access the stack and we append to the end of this stack, we append the character that we will get through this method. Nice. Now next is we create a enqueue character for the queue instance. Okay, that enqueues a character in the queue instance variable. So we'll call it diff enqueue character, define, okay, pass the character, then we will access the the queue, but now we will use the insert method and we will insert it at the first of the list, because what we want is last in. What we want is this implementation, which means last in, last out, okay, or first in, first out. So first in, first out means this. We'll add the character to be at the first of the list, so when we come to read from the end of the list, it would be, we will get the first item we added. So yep, then we want to create a poop character that pops and returns the character at the top of the stack instance. So we'll call it poop character, and it take only self, and it returns self to stack dot poop. So this will give us the last item we've added to the stack. And if we alright, and then we want a dequeue character that dequeues and returns the first character in the queue. So you see, this returns the character at the top of the stack, which is this one, and in the queue, okay, that dequeues and returns the first character in the queue, which is this character. Now we come here and define the queue character. I'm not sure of the spelling of this. Okay, good. Pass self and return self dot queue dot poop method, and this should be it. Let's run the code. I'll go a quick walkthrough through the, okay, let's submit the code just to make sure. Nice, congratulations. Let us just dive into this code that's pre-written by the challenge. So we'll get an input through the S, create the solution class. It will create an instance of the solution class, and it will get the length. Okay, L would be the length of the number that we get through the input. Nice. Now it will push enqueues all the characters of string S to stack. So it would take all the characters in S, okay, all the characters in S. Okay, so it would push each character into the stack. Okay, and will push every character using the Q method. Then is palindrome will be true, and it would then come here, pop the top character from stack, dequeue the first character from queue, compare both characters. So now then here it would come and compare. Okay, as you can see, it pop character, and so it reads from right to left and left to right at the same time. If they are not equal, okay, if it finds any two characters that are not equal, that means it's not palindrome. So it will change palindrome to false and break. And finally, print whether the string is palindrome. So if palindrome is true, it will print this. If it's not true, it will print this. So that's it for this challenge, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos and hit that like button so we continue with those awesome tutorials or videos. If you have something to suggest, drop it down below, and if you have a better solution, I would love to see it in the comment section.